lot of things have been written and talked about the negative effects of stress, but there is a different angle to it. Sometimes we just love and adore the stress, take up unnecessary challenges. Give an example. Now, the theme parks across the globe have very frightening rides and people queue, and I've seen that more frightening the ride, the queue is longer. There was a man who in one of the Blackpool sea resorts stayed 24 hours on one of these rides. He took his meals, read newspapers, even slept on the trolley of this ride to make a record. Now, I was in Disneyland Paris and I was trying to take the most frightening ride of that theme park. And the queue was huge. I was deserted by my companions who thought that this was an unnecessary thing which I'm doing. So, as I walked with this long queue in the a narrow, dimly lit corridor, I could feel and see people are excited as well as nervous. There was extra chatting. There were several CCTVs around which were warning people not to take the ride who has some sort of a cardiac disease or any serious illnesses. As this particular ride was known as the I would try to speak in French in that de la Terre à la Lune or the Space Mountain. Now, as we approach at the final point of taking up the ride, what happened is that that extra chatting slowly subsided and people became silent with some anxious appreciation. We could hear the loud screams of people who were there in the previous rides, tumbling up and down in a pitch darkness. It's a frightening ride. Sometimes, somewhere in the ride, actually, the light goes off, you are in pitch darkness, and your body hurls, rotates, goes up and down, ascends and descends in frightening speed. And suddenly a moon comes up in the sky, and you see that surreal experience, see and watch that surreal experience. Now, why we take these? There are two types of vacations. Some people go for vacations in very hi-fi hotels with excellent room services. On the other hand, there are people who will choose these sort of rides, will go walking in the rainforest, climb a mountain, climb Mount Everest. So there are people who really, really love challenges, who really love to take up stress. So why this happens? The question lies hidden in our body. We have a system which is a noradrenergic system, is a part of autonomic nervous system, which prepares us for the emergency mode, for something stressful, for something we call it in medicine, it's known as for fight or flight. And amazing changes, if I tell you, amazing changes happen when we are into this mode. Our pupils in the eye dilate, so more light falls on the retina, so our far vision and the night vision both improve, so we can see our enemy from far and in low light. Number two, our heart rate and blood pressure increases, pumping more blood into the brain, which is a more effective, more important organ now. So we have to think and defeat our enemies or survive. Along with it, the blood from the skin usually goes off and it's diverted to the more essential organs. And it also helps that if we have a cut, if we have an injury, we would be bleeding less. Our reticular activating system, which keeps us active, it becomes alert. So you will realize that when you are in a flight or flight mode, you are having some uh, struggle, you're having a fight with somebody, you can't go to sleep. Even after the fight is over, it takes some time for your this system, the noradrenergic system, to die down so that you become calm and quiet and able to go to sleep. Moreover, there is a liberation of glucose from the fat stores and the stores in the body. So the blood glucose rises because in these conditions brain needs a lot of glucose, the whole body, the muscles need a lot of glucose, a lot of blood flow, so that they can fight and we can think clearly and have a real effective fight. So this noradrenergic system makes us, prepares us for this stressful situation. These effects, these things which I just told you, the bodily effect of stress or any challenge, fight or flight mode, is caused by mainly two hormones, adrenaline, epinephrine, or noradrenaline, norepinephrine. So these hormones come from endocrine gland known as adrenal medulla. Now, for the day to day peaceful living condition, the opposite system takes over, which is known as the cholinergic system. As I've just earlier said, that once you go into this emergency mode, it can be very difficult to come back to the normal peaceful state. Now, some people come back very quickly and they are better equipped for life. Some people can't come back and they would need methods like meditation or even professional help to come out of this stress. It's also, there's a condition, that's post-traumatic stress disorders. They constantly relive through the stress they had undergone before and their life becomes a hell. Moreover, whose heart and lung functions are not working properly, they have these ailments of cardiac or pulmonary ailments, they should not go for these stressful situations because already their lungs and heart are working below par, and if this extra demand of stress can cause catastrophe effects in their body. Moreover, somebody who has blood sugar, as I said, this during this period, this sugar is liberated from the stores in our body and injected into the blood. So somebody with high blood sugar, there would be further rise of blood sugar, and this can lead to dangers. So they should avoid these stressful situations. Somebody with a high blood pressure, as I said, this emergency system increases the blood pressure. With somebody with a high blood pressure, hypertension will have further rise of blood pressure and it can lead to catastrophic stroke. But having said all these, there are people who enjoy stressful conditions. For example, if somebody is allowed to speak publicly, they will find their knees wobbling, legs wobbling, and they have a very dry mouth. These are the effects of these noradrenergic or sympathetic system. But a good orator will just grab this chance of stressful oration and would come up with his best. It's said that after 9/11, George W. Bush's address to the nation was one of the best speeches of American presidents. The stress also raises the pilomotor muscles of the skin, which raises the hair follicles. Now, though in very seriously frightening conditions I had in my life, I had these goose pimples and could feel my hairs arising, the skin hairs arising, as well as the hair on my scalp. This is not that important in humans, but for animals it's important, like a porcupine, or they, whenever confronted with a predator, they're these hair follicles, these thorns suddenly spring up, and it looks like that the animal which was small has suddenly increased in size, which makes the predator think twice before attacking it. Now, regular stress may be harmful, but again, a life without stress can be as harmful as ever. Like those people who have retired they feel highly depressed because they don't have any more challenge, any more stress in their lives. This is also important for many political people, many political stalwarts. Their life has seriously changed once they have retired or lost in the elections. They have gone into depression and they have died soon. So this is important. Some religions offer a stressful paradise life uh, if they do some good deed, but a stressless life, permanence, stress less life, a life without stress can be highly depressing. Psychologists say that for a serial killer, once they kill somebody, their stress level goes down, but again, before the next killing, their stress rises up and up until they find their next victim. They will be highly stressful. So there are different aspects of this stress. Too much of it, less somebody with a serial killer attitude can be bad. Another thing is in the war scenarios. In the war scenario, these people are constantly under stress, and this stress for survival, lack of sleep, they can go into deep depression. While they are in the war scenario, they have huge camaraderie with their own fellows, but once they are from back in the home, back from the war scenarios, back into the normal domestic life, they sometimes cannot cope because they are already tuned to that highly stressful situations. I was talking earlier that some people always need stress to have a meaningful life. There was a very famous tennis player who tried to commit suicide after retiring. Now, a life in the Wimbledon, a stressful life, a stressful challenge in front of thousands of spectators and millions of spectators on the telly is is highly prize giving. So once that was off from his life, he felt depressed. On the other hand, there was this girl, Tracy Austin, a famous tennis player of Australia, who left tennis because she was burnt out very early because of this stress. So stress is very important. We need stress we need challenges in our life. It is not totally negative. Stress can makes the best out of us, can make whatever talents we have come out. On the other hand, a constant stressful environment can be very bad. If you like this topic, if you like this talk, please like it and subscribe my channel if you find my videos and podcasts helpful for you. Bye.